What's up, guys? Peace and love. I got a new video for y'all today, episode 7. And today we're going to talk about semen retention versus Nofap. Alright, so let's just get it started off. I'm pretty sure if any of y'all are into self-development, you might have already heard about Nofap or semen retention. There's many levels to Nofap. There's Nofap hard mode, easy mode, whatever. And I'll just get into Nofap real quick. Hold on, I'm gonna pop a squat. All right. So let's just go ahead and get into Nofap real quick. Hopefully this doesn't fall over. It might. Okay. Oh shoot. All right. Oops. Hopefully y'all like my necklaces, because that's what y'all were looking at. All right. So let's get into this. First off, Nofap is basically a movement where many people were trying to get over porn addiction and get over masturbating to porn and just porn in general. And basically with Nofap, it is some allow you to watch porn, but I'm not going to get into my own views because we're going to get into that later in the video. But there's Nofap where you could watch porn, but eventually you want to wean yourself off of it, where you just basically don't masturbate, and people have streaks with it, so on and so forth. And basically Nofap is just, because fapping is basically beating your meat. So Nofapping is just not beating your meat. You can still have sex. I'm pretty sure some allow you to watch porn as long as you're not beating it to the porn. And yeah, so if you think if you think Nofap is right for you, I recommend Nofap to people who have really struggled with porn, like maybe their whole life, and it's really difficult for them to let that aspect go and let that addiction go. So what would be required of you is to slowly wean yourself off of porn and masturbation with one, not watching porn, not watching anything that stimulates you to want to get to that point, as well as and here's the trick, because sometimes people will watch porn. People say, oh, I can watch porn and not masturbate or not do this, but typically if you've been doing that your whole life, you're going to watch it and then probably end up relapsing at that point. So I recommend you get rid of a lot of certain things on social media, certain things you watch, certain shows you might have to cut back on, or certain shows you might have to prepare yourself for urges for certain, because sex is everywhere, it's most certainly everywhere. It sells, and there's a great reason for that, because it's our hormones, it's our genetics, it's our biology. We want to procreate, we want to have sex. So let's get into semen retention. Oh, before I say that, there's also Nofap hard mode, which is basically you can't masturbate, you can't touch yourself, can't watch porn, watch anything related to porn, etc., etc. Yeah, there's different modes to it, but honestly, screw what mode you're doing, because nobody really cares like that. And I'm not saying that to be a pessimist, but I'm saying that, like, don't be over here, because this is my thing. I was over here, I'm on day 30, I'm on day this or that. But, like, bro, once you get caught up in these days, it's not about the days, it's about the lifestyle change. It's about actually making a difference in your life and not being, oh, I'm on day 30. All right, yeah, day 30 of doing this now. Like, I'm day 40. Like, nah, like, I don't watch porn, I don't masturbate. It doesn't gotta, and I'm not actually against masturbating, or I'm against porn, but I'm not against masturbating or anything. Just to put that out there. But yeah, so now let's just get into semen retention. Semen retention is basically withholding your seed, ejaculation, sex, any of that stuff, and you're just holding it, containing it in your body, and using that sexual energy to create a life for yourself, to do things. Put that energy where it's typically involved in making a child, and use that for your own creative endeavors and passions. And I really recommend semen retention out of everything, because semen retention is not about I gotta sit up, my legs are starting to hurt. Semen retention is not really about being addicted, or, I mean, initially that's a start, but semen retention is basically just keeping your life force energy in your body and then using that to create life and abundance around you. And there's a big focus on self-development, and semen retention, in my eyes, it starts the process for self-development, because masturbating is one of the quickest ways we could get a dopamine release, you know? So once you stop that dopamine release, you're gonna have to look for other hits of dopamine. And then hopefully, if you really are aware enough, you could see that, okay, now I'm starting to do this and that. I need to cut these out, lower that out, and actually get on something that will add and build to my life, you know? Like, find a purpose. I think semen retention really helps you find a purpose, because if you're nutting every day, every week or so, or whatever, you're just thinking about getting your next nut, you know? It's like a drug. Porn is straight up a drug. Masturbating could become your drug. So, overall, my take on all of this is porn is awful. Porn rewires your brain. There's actually studies on it. If you look up, I think there's a TED Talk about it, and they say it's actually harder for kids around my age. I'm not a kid, but people around my age, you know, like teens, early 20s, it's harder for us to get off of porn, because this stage of our life, we've been going through such a very strong form of neurogenesis, which our neurons are basically developing and making stronger pathways. And if you've been watching porn all through, like, I don't know, 15 up to like 25, your pathways up here, your neurological system is going to be set for porn. It will be dedicated to porn. That's all it will be for. But I will say this is a good and a bad thing, because once you decide to quit, once you decide to stop, you will be like, oh shoot, there is a whole other world out here. If you're willing to allow yourself to be open to that thought and that state of mind, because your brain has been switched to constantly focus on porn and sex all the time. But once you get outside of that and you're like, all right, semen retention, Nofap, whatever, I'm not gonna beat my meat, I'm not gonna watch porn, you get into a different realm and you're like, wait, I could do this, I could do that. I'm having energy build up with inside of me because I haven't nut all the time. I'm having less brain fog. I don't have anxiety all the time. I actually feel confident in myself. And you'll see that, you know, all you need is just trust, faith, and belief, and a little bit of imagination and creativity, and you can go anywhere you want to go. You know, and it's just all about having faith in yourself and not letting anything else around you tie you down to that. So, with all that being said, I highly encourage all of y'all, please, 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 take this video into consideration and think about what you want to do. And let's try to get away from these titles, semen retention or Nofap. And I'm not even saying get away from the titles as in let's stop talking about it like that, but like get away from your attachment to semen retention and to Nofap. Because what you want to do is you don't want to have your identity around, because I see it all the time, you don't want to have your identity around Nofap. Oh, day such and such of not beating my meat. I'm walking around telling everybody I'm not beating my meat. Nobody's going to give you an accolade for this, you know? You're supposed to give yourself accolades for that. You're supposed to then start finding your purpose. You're then supposed to start creating stuff, making friends, building relationships, investing in your career, investing in yourself and your future. And that's where the real benefit comes from. It's not about doing something good for yourself and then joining some like cult online. And it's not even a cult, but just joining some forum online dedicated for that. And I'm not judging anybody who does that to actually help them or get through, because I'm on forums all the time on Reddit and stuff, not really for Nofap, but just things that I'm really interested in. And I think that could also be used to help motivate people. So please, if you like doing that, do that. But I also want to really drill this in y'all's heads that not doing something is how you end up doing that exact same thing. So if your goal is to not watch porn, you are going to watch porn. Sorry, that's just how it is. That's why you need to keep in mind, all right, I don't want to do this. Yes, I don't want to do that. That is a goal I have, but that is not my main goal. That is not my main objective. I have other things on the side that I want to focus on. And it's these other things over here that prevents you from even going back and thinking about that stuff. So when you have something else you can focus on, it's going to be hard for you to relapse. It's going to be hard for you to want to go watch porn if you're hanging out with friends all the time. It's going to be hard for you to want to masturbate if you're constantly writing, you're constantly creating, you're constantly doing the things you love doing, painting, making music, I don't know, running, jogging, cycling, anything that you want to do. If you could do these things, it's going to take you away from your negative habits. So that's the end of this video. Peace, love, namaste. I hope you have a great day. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. I'm really trying to get all these videos out every day, and I really don't even know what to make on this channel. I'm just talking from my personal experience, and I'm just telling y'all what could work, what's been working for me and my perspective. So I really appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe, and comment, say something. We could chat, talk. Please, I crave for this internet intimacy, all right? I want to get to know y'all. I want to get to know people on the internet. I want to help people. I want to change people's lives. I feel like we all want to do that in some shape, form, or fashion. And I just want to be here with y'all, helping y'all, encouraging y'all, answering questions, asking questions, So yeah, y'all have a great day. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you on the next episode.